Hello, welcome and welcome back. Today is day 8 of the Reset My Life 30-day challenge. Okay, it's journaling challenge. If you haven't been here before, I would say pause, please stop, and go ahead and go back to day 1 or whatever day that you may have missed. Please do them in order because that's how they are done to be the most impactful to you and make sure that you can actually reset your life. And this isn't just a physical reset, this is a mental reset. Okay, a resetting of the mind so that you can reset your life. Okay, now I usually start off with our affirmations and appreciations and gratitudes for the day, but I'd like to go ahead and jump into our journaling prompt today, and then we'll go back into our daily affirmations and just bring in the closing energy. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'd like to state my daily gratitude first, then we'll move into the prompt, then we'll go into the other two statements, and we'll be done for today. Okay, so today's journaling prompt. Oh, my gratitude. Apparently, we are just going into the journaling prompt. So I know what I'm grateful for, but I'm going to save it. Here is our journaling prompt for today's screen. You'll see the prompt before you, and I'll go ahead and read it to you guys. Here we go. Describe in detail the benefits and positive new changes you see in your new vision of living. So if you're like, wait, whoa, when did we even go over how to find my version of living? Pause and check out the Regain My Power 30-day journaling challenge, also free, still available on Instagram and also on the website as like a little course that you can fill out one day at a time. It'll even send you daily reminders. But that is where we figured out how to see your vision of life and who you feel you kind of truly are. We started touching on that a little in the Regain My Power challenge, but definitely focusing on the vision of life that you see there. So if you haven't even figured that out, then definitely check out the Regain My Power journaling challenge. And if you do know these things about yourself already, that's really great. It's a really big step. Okay, that's literally one of the first steps. So now that you know that, describe in detail the benefits and positive new changes you see in your new vision of living. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and write mine down too, so that way I know how long it's taking you guys and I give you enough time. Describe in the benefits, benefits and positive new changes you see in your life. You see in your life, in your new vision of living. I apologize. In your new vision of living. Okay, now that we've got that going, I definitely want to write my answer to this one today, and I'll probably share maybe my top 3 things with y'all, but this one definitely is more of a personal prompt for me. So I'm going to answer most of it to myself privately after we get done. But like I said, let's go ahead and move into our affirmational statements and our gratitudes just to figure out what sort of energy we're in and how we can incorporate that to our daily prompt answer. Okay. So for my gratitude, I am thankful for my energies or my energy, my awareness, my discernment, my choices, my actions, and my feelings. I like that one. Definitely in the zone today. Okay. So next, appreciation. I am proud of who I am becoming and the that surrounds me. And don't worry, I'll go ahead and read all of these when we get done one more time. And then my affirmation, day 8 of the Reset My Life 30-day challenge. Let's see. I am emboldened, brazen, forward, audacious, and honorable. I know that's right. In all, okay, we want to say all my endeavors. All right. I didn't know if all was actually gonna fit, but that's what my mind said this too. So, all right. Now that everyone has the journaling prompt, I'll just go ahead and read my affirmational statements, my daily statements for the day of day 8. And for today, my affirmation: brazen, empowered, audacious, and honorable in all my endeavors. My appreciation: I am proud of who I am. Oh, I am proud of who I am becoming and the environment that surrounds me. Period. Okay. And my gratitude for today: I am thankful for my energy, awareness, my discernment, my choices, my actions, and my feelings. I know that's right. All right. So hopefully that's also giving you guys an opportunity to either write down some of your own daily statements or to start on your journaling prompt. But here are some of the 3 positive changes that I'm willing to share with you all and that I feel open enough. The rest will be through my journaling this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and share. It may end up being only 1 or 2. So I'm just listening to myself and my energy and my spirit and what's going on there to continue to go ahead and share. All right. So, one of those things is my routine. My routine changes to a more natural, fluid, and respectful version of how I spend my time, energy, and resources. Okay, so yeah, I am just going to share one because I want to show you guys how to continue to write a little bit more, like write in detail. All right, so This might be like it might end up being like an essay. You might even choose to put this whole journaling prompt in a journal itself so that you can see a few pages at a time the different positive changes that are going to help you. And one reason to list these out, there are multiple, but reasons to list your changes, especially the positive ones, is because sometimes fear can take over with all the possible negative changes. And you just need something to combat that and say, okay, even if those things happen, I'm willing to risk that because of these positive changes. Another reason to list it is to look forward to. It's great to have something that you can actually wake up in the morning and say, oh, when I finish completing these actions, I'll actually have these things or be able to do these things. So it's really okay. Another thing that is not just enhanced but honed, another skill specifically. If you remember yesterday on day 7, we talked about the capacity for change, capacity for risk, and capacity for acceptance. These listing your reasons, your positive changes for making complete change in your life, it allows you to accept what is currently going on in your current environment. And not to say it allows you to sit complacently. No, it allows you to accept that whatever is going on isn't for you. And you now can accept what is for you, like physically accept it, mentally accept what is for you. But first, you have to accept the fact and the knowledge and honor that knowledge that whatever is going on is not something that you want or feel good about. So that's how it hones in on increasing capacity for acceptance. Okay. And then when it comes to increasing capacity for change, just like I said earlier, that fear can sometimes make you resistant to change because you're like, no, what about the risk? What about all these things that could possibly happen? But that's just part of change. So when you also highlight the other part, you're learning to increase your capacity for the knowledge and the understanding of what comes with change. Now, how it increases your capacity for risk, it allows you to see that risk comes with a reward. So, with risk, yes, there are things that may occur that don't feel positive or they don't feel really good or they just don't feel like this isn't what I signed up for. But when you realize that the positive changes are still occurring, you can decide from there, okay, is this risk that came true? Is this negative that came true really worth me giving up all of these positives? Or maybe there's a place where all these positives exist and I won't even have to deal with that other risk. It allows you to explore even more. So now you're exploring the idea of taking even bigger risks, right? And that is increasing your capacity for change, increasing your capacity for risk, increasing your capacity for acceptance. So all of these journaling prompts are not just random words put together that you can answer and feel like you're doing a little bit of something if you write in your journal every day. No, these are very targeted questions to help you increase your capacities for the very themes that help you reset your mind so that you can reset your life. Okay? Now, the way that I would go about continuing to give in detail my answer, I'll read my answer again. My answer to the question about positive new changes, my first thing was my routine changes to a more natural and fluid, respectful version of how I spend my time, energy, and resources. So I would actually choose to flesh this out and dive more into this by writing, literally just writing a visualization or a maybe a pretend day. I wouldn't say a pretend day, but if you've ever been into manifestation or anything like that, you're going to visualize a specific day or week of events and activities and things that you do, people that you're around. You're going to envision it and write that whole thing down. So I would basically go, oh, it's today is this day, and that whatever day I put may actually be 6 months from now. So today is maybe, let's say, July 21st, 2026. Like that way we all know right now that I'm talking about the future, because it also helps you understand that this is what you're working up towards. If you continue your actions, this is what you're working up towards. But that's besides the point. We're talking about how to flesh out in detail. Today is July 21st, 2025. I have just woken up and the sun still hasn't risen yet. I've pulled out my journal because I had the most amazing and interactive dream. Here's what happened in my dream. And then I literally write a whole dream scene. And after I woke up, I realized this about my dream and this about my current living. Because for me, dreams are very important for how I live my life and my routine and the way that I choose to spend my resources, my time, my energy. So that has to be incorporated, right? And then the next thing, oh, after I finish journaling, I'm definitely headed outside and I'd love to go into the garden this morning after I watch the sunrise and just bask in the beauty of the clouds, feel the wind on my skin. It's so nice. The temperature outside is just perfect. And I love this new place that I'm in. This the weather's always like this or whatever. So really dive deep into the details. Like get detailed. If you want to come back to this journaling prompt every day throughout your 30-day journaling challenge to add more, like for me, I actually like to journal multiple times throughout the day. So a way for me to actually visualize and really get in that feeling is to have that journaling section of my dream and everything, and then I stop journaling and I make a little space. I come back later and I continue to journal what happens when I'm outside with the sunrise and the sky, because I already did that inside of this visualization of my journaling, right? And then I would take a pause, just like I would by doing anything else, like throughout the day. And I go live the rest of my day in that visualization. Um, and then I come back to my journal and I say, oh my God, lunch was so amazing. I didn't even realize flavor could flave like that. Like whatever you need to visualize, whatever events you need to really hone in on and actually start to feel and understand what it would feel like to be in these new changes, these new positions, whatever you need to write in detail to describe those things, do it. Write however you need to write. If you really need to describe the way things smell, feel, taste, all your senses, do it. If what you really need to do for you is write the specific times of things or specific dates and really get specific about how long you were doing something to feel what those things, then feel it. Okay, do it. For me, it's all about the, yes, my senses, but the energy that I'm just feeling in that moment. So I like to write a lot of feeling words inside of mine, which I think can be helpful for everyone, but it may not be the go to for everyone to understand. So I'm trying to figure out another way to put this because I feel like that may have been confusing for some. So give me like just a few seconds and I'll rethink another analogy for you all. Okay, let's say you are a medical student, right? You're a medical student, and in 3 years, you should be done with your medical school degree, and you'll have started your first job for at least a year, right? So, but for you, what really matters is writing down the transition events of your day, the things that mark that you're in a new energy for each moment. Like, okay, so I had my exercise this morning, so I can get into the right mindset for my morning and just have a morning before I started off at work. This is the transitionary actions that I did. I was actually this morning at maybe 9:32 a.m. I rode the treadmill. I was on the treadmill for 30 minutes and realized as I was on there that I'd like to add a routine for myself in the evenings. I haven't really gotten that through yet. So you can also visualize things that you're still not sure of. Like it may feel like it's harmful to put in your future visualization that you're not sure, but there are some things that you're not always going to be sure about. And that's okay. You can put that in. That's what I mean by put whatever you need to put in to feel whatever energy you need to feel for that change to take place. And really, the feeling and the energy that you want to get in is not just contentment, because contentment is a baseline emotion. What vibe do you want to have for your life in that moment? Are you more about adventures at that time in your life? Are you really about making sure you're relaxing and you're resting appropriately and you really just sink into rest? Are you looking to make sure you're nourishing yourself in that specific point in time? So, yes, there's always a baseline emotion of things, but there are different emotions, energies, vibes that come and go throughout life. So for me right now, I would say I'm definitely in a recharge and prepare sort of area in my life right now. And I feel it shifting into a let's do it. Let's do it. Oh my God, let's go. That's the energy I'm shifting into. But I'm coming from a long period of reset and preparation. So, in order to visualize this new feeling that I may not have felt in a long time, I need to put myself in that mind's eye view, in that mind's thinking, in that person who I know I'm becoming myself there to be able to start feeling those things so that I can start aiming for those things and actually taking actions that put me there, right? This isn't just about the feeling. The feeling is what helps create the motion. The feeling is what helps create choices. So don't shy away from the feelings. Learn how to reroute and curate certain feelings because we can. It's exactly, you can go into a space and feel like, um, this just isn't it because that space was curated for somebody else a different way that maybe you don't even understand. But when you walk into your space, you're like, okay, I'm home, I'm at peace, everything is good, I'm safe, because you've curated this space for you. Curate your mind space for you. Okay. And I will go ahead and give some disclaimers. If you are someone who struggles with mental health issues, I'm definitely in the same boat, but I am no mental health care professional. So definitely seek out that help if it's something you need. For me, it took me being stuck in a repetitive cycle for about 3 years, feeling like, bro, what am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? I don't understand. Something must not be clicking for me. It took me 3 years of that, plus one small conversation with a friend who really knows me well. I literally was just like, girl, I don't know what to do anymore at this point. I feel like I'm stuck in this cycle. And I was explaining to her my feelings and things. And then I was like, yeah, something's missing. I'm not getting something. And she was like, you might need some antidepressants. And I was like, you know, if I have been stuck and I've tried absolutely everything, and then I look at the one thing that I keep refusing to try because I'm like, no, I have some grievances with that, or I have some questions about that. I'm confused. I don't want to take certain risks. I'm not sure. If I'm looking at one of the only solutions I haven't tried, and that's all I keep saying, then babe, that might be the answer. It might be the answer. And then after I started my medication, for me, this is for me, I am definitely still in more of like a placebo effect mode. So I'm still getting onto the train. It's still trying to take off from the station. But the point is, after I got on, I was like, oh, I wasn't getting something. It made me remember this short film that someone posted on YouTube. I'll make sure to link it in the description box below in the next few days because I'm gonna have to search for it. I can't remember. Wonderful. And she was like, it was just a whole short film of her trying to figure something out and then realizing that the answer was right in her face. And she was like, sometimes we look so hard and try so hard at one thing that the answer is just right in our face and we didn't see it. So sometimes that can be true. Sometimes the answer for what you need help with is right in your face and you may be overlooking it. And when I realized, I was like, oh, I wasn't getting something. It wasn't the knowledge of understanding something I wasn't getting. I wasn't physically receiving serotonin and dopamine. I literally wasn't getting something that a lot of other, okay, I wasn't getting it. But I kept not getting as what am I not understanding? But that was a completely different question. If I had asked the question to myself and just thought about it a little bit more, I may have started to come to terms with certain things a little sooner. But guess what? We don't have to worry about what could have, should have, would have in the past because it's in the past. You can't change it. But what are you going to do now that you have this knowledge of yourself? Now, I actually reassess the things that I'm saying and I say, oh, huh, what do I mean by that? What? Yes, that's what I mean, but can I gain even more knowledge if I look at the question in a new way? So sometimes it takes maybe someone else pointing something out. Sometimes it takes you giving yourself a new, fresh perspective on something to figure it out. It just it just takes whatever it takes for you to be able to do for you. And that is a wonderful, wonderful lesson to have and to honor about yourself. It takes what it takes for you to do what you do. Okay? And we're not here to hurt anybody. We don't do things that hurt anybody. We just do things that help ourselves. Okay? So thank you all for joining. I really appreciate all of you for being here. If you are looking to continue more of this journey, come back tomorrow for day 9 of the Reset My Life 30-day journaling challenge. And we are definitely diving more into the journaling analysis process as these days continue. But I am still on the themes of making sure you gain more capacity